Landing gears are the wheels that come down from the belly of the plane. Without them, the plane would skid along the runway, likely crashing and falling to pieces. As complicated as flying is, deploying your landing gear should be the most common sense step. 85-year-old Chris had been flying without issue for 50 years. On April 11th of 2015, he boarded his private. Some miracle, he flew 100 miles back home with damaged propellers. At least he had his landing gears out when he came down in Fort Lauderdale. It's not that Chris forgot to put the landing gears down. He was actually trying to abort the landing after he noticed he was coming in too fast. He waited too long to pull the gears back up and skidded along the runway. That ear-piercing sound is both his propellers scraping across the pavement. Thankfully, Chris and his dog made it home in one. Pradesh is India's northernmost state. The name translates to the snow-laden mountain province, which makes sense given their location in the western Himalayas. It's very steep and prone to landslides. On March 14th of 2020, a few locals gathered on a mountain road in the Kanawar district. Judging by the signs, officials had deemed the area unsafe due to landslides. Everybody knew what was coming. They just didn't think it would be so big.
आगे पहाड़ पर गिर गया ये गिरा ओले 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 वो
It's a miracle nobody was injured. Just look at the size of those boulders flying down the mountain. Then again, with how rural the area is, it's not such a surprise. According to reports, those massive boulders tumbled down the mountain and blocked a portion of National Highway 5. I just wonder, what do you do if the only road through the mountain gets blocked? How do you get where you're going? Highway 5 runs across the top of India, from the eastern border of Pakistan to the western border of China. It'll snake through the steep areas of the western Himalayas, meaning landslide roadblocks happen all the time. Lion Air is a low-cost airline operating out of Jakarta, Indonesia. They're the largest privately owned airline in the country and the second largest low-cost airline in Southeast Asia. But that doesn't mean they're the best. In fact, they're the worst. They have amassed 15 serious accidents since they began flying in 1999. It flew roughly 500 miles before attempting to land at the regional airport in Pontianak. That's when it began downpouring, turning the runway into a slip and slide. Thankfully, everybody walked away unharmed. But because the plane was stuck in the mud, the airport had to close the runway and cancel several other flights.